Hello everybody. Guess what? I was wrong. It is drum and bass. What are you gonna do? No, I'm joking. It was not a best of three. Okay, this shows you how much I didn't watch the Home Story Cup, right? It is not a best of three. It is a best of seven, I think. And so we're gonna have more games from these guys. There is more in this series. It is not over for our boy Innovation. Any Innovation fans out there who are feeling terribly sad about the way things went in the next game, in the last game, having his 2 racks scouted, don't you worry guys, there's still hope for the Terran player up in the top right hand corner here on Eternal Empire. And down here in the bottom left obviously is the great foreign hope Serral, who has looked great, but I think really has had success due to Innovation's mistakes more than anything. In the first game, Innovation played a flawless game and crushed Serral. In the second game, Innovation threw away his Hellions needlessly, and it just sort of snowballed out of his control from there. And in the third game, Innovation had his proxy scouted, which frankly is not a mistake by Innovation. It's terrific skills by Serral. So hopefully Innovation can have an early game uninterrupted by mistakes, and hopefully we'll be able to see Innovation tie this series up so we can have a nail biter of a series of a final at the end. But what have we got? We've got exactly the same openers again. We've got the Hatch First into Gas from Serral, and the Reaper Expand from Innovation. Yep. Eternal Empire. One of the new maps. It's a map that I have permanently downvoted because I play Zerg, and maybe there's some Zergs out there who'll say, no, this map's great for Zerg, but I hate this. You see, look, this is tight choke. I don't want to fight Colossus in here. I don't want to fight siege tanks in here. Or here, or here, or, you know, any of these corridors, or these corridors. You know, it's very tight map, so I think it can be quite difficult for Zerg, but, you know, these pros don't tend to do any vetoes, because when it comes to a tournament, you're going to end up playing all of the maps at some point, so you need to be skillful at every map. And really, if you're going to be a pro, vetoes thing of the past. If you're going to be a Diamond League Zerg like me, veto this map immediately. Unless, of course, you know the secret strats and it's actually your highest win percent map, because things are crazy in Diamond, alright? They're not consistent. People do their own thing. Okay, interesting. So yeah, he brought down the drone a bit early, like he has been doing. But this time Innovation just says, alright, I'm not going to bother trying to like get your Lings to yellow health. I'm just going to commit straight away to stopping this third base, which is really what he wanted to achieve and has been unable to achieve so far. So Serral has to actually do the thing that most Zergs have to do, which is send the Queen all the way down on a really slow journey to push the Reaper away, and then take the expansion. And he actually brought a second drone along, which ultimately proved out to be not worth the time, but maybe he would have been able to sneak it in there and the Reaper would not have noticed. But so there is a delay on the third, however that is pretty standard actually in the state of TVZ now. Usually it's getting delayed. Serral's done really well not getting it delayed in the first 3 games. So again, we see the little thing, he's pulling the barracks off, you're going to start to look over the little ledge, but there's nothing there. Huge meta games, and Innovation's going back to his tried and tested build. See, I told you guys, no innovation from this guy. He's doing the same build every single game. And so is Serral, quite frankly, so let's not just focus on Innovation. So, where's the Overseer? Right? Oh, there it is. There it is. I need to start doing this, guys, you know. You come in just a little bit later. You come in at like 4 minutes instead of 2 minutes. But you see everything. And you come in, you hug the map, the corner of the map, and come in from this angle. On every map he's sort of done this same little angle. And you can sneak it right in past the Marines. The Marines that were, you know, they were really looking to try and find that Overlord. They were here and here. But, oh, it's even going to live. Is it? No. Surely, he gets this, right? Marines get this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that Bailing Nest a little bit faster than we've seen in previous games? I could definitely be wrong about that. Yeah. 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 And it's just exactly the same as we've been seeing in all the games. Cloak, into stim, into 2 barracks, into factory makes a reactor for the barracks. You know, you often see a barracks making the reactor for the factory, but in this case it's the factory making the reactor for the barracks. Just a little bit of reciprocal mutual aid, you know. So, last 2 games, Innovation has managed to throw away his Hellions for nothing. What will he do this game? Will he actually just keep them? Will he actually just kill creep? You know, I think really, you know, as a Zig player, the best thing that a Terran can be doing is killing creep. Just getting that creep down just makes your pushes so much stronger later on. You can siege up closer to the base because you don't have to, you know, whenever you hit the edge of creep, you've got to stop as a Terran and start scanning and destroying creep. So if the creep is here, obviously you're going to siege up closer to the base than if you let it get to here. So I think actually when the queen has changed, we're going to see in the next patch the queen range reduce. Maybe Terran should start going for a banshee, a raven instead of a banshee. Oh, sorry, I've been missing what this banshee's been doing this whole time whilst I'm chatting. He's only got 1 kill there. Did the other one die? No. Yeah, both banshees died for 2 worker kills. Oh, Innovation! No! So Serral's going for the... Oh, he's got 3 evolution chambers. Where is the 3rd one? Here. So he's completing the wall off of this area with it, but then he destroys the rocks. Okay. Alright, so very standard. He's kept the Hellions alive this time. He's just kept them at home this time. He's like, right, I'm not going to lose them. Alright? I'm not going to try anything. I'm not going to try and kill the creeps. I'm just going to fucking... Excuse me. I'm just going to stay home. Keep them safe. So yeah, I was saying, I could open with a Raven, because it's less likely to be sniped by the queens, and then you can just spend the whole early game just killing this creep. I think that would be a really good strategy for Terran. And of course then you go into mech, but I'll try not to talk about mech too much. Seems I'm obsessed with talking about mech. It's great. So here we have the Spire. So it's Spire from an even position. So I talked about in the last game how Spire is great if you're ahead, and can be slightly bad if it's definitely bad if you're behind. It can be kind of iffy if you're even. So we'll really see what can be done. Mutas are great on this map because the by ground positions are so weird, like these like maze-like positions, so the mutas can just like fly straight over it. So here comes this push. Look how much bigger this push is. Remember? Than the last game. He's kept his Hellions alive. He's not lost his early drops. So much bigger. Guys, preserve your units. Ooh, but this does not look like... What's he doing? Oh! I'm really concerned for Innovation. There's bold push there, but Serral just let it happen. Oh, he's got a flank! Oh, the big flanks from behind. Yeah, so siege tanks are pretty bad if they have to fire both behind themselves and in front of themselves. You know, their splash damage is really not being effective if they've got 2 angles of attack. So, you know, not even just siege tanks. In all of StarCraft, flanks are great. People need to be doing them as often as possible. This is why Classic, the Protoss player Classic, is one of my favourite players of all time, because he just sets up flanks, he sets up all these kinds of things all the time, and it just makes such a difference to every engage ever. Believe, guys. Set up your flanks. It will be worthwhile. You spend an extra 5 seconds on your micro, an extra 5 seconds before you attack, but you're going to get like 100 times more potency when you actually do fight. And again, we're seeing it's the Widowmine transition as the 4th base is being taken. And yeah, this looks a lot more like the first game, right? Innovation is just piling on the pressure, just attack after attack after attack. And even though Serral's clearing them out, Innovation is still keeping its presence. Look at the Marine splits. Oh, but Serral's got enough. You see how he's not made a single muta yet, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Spire, not so great when you're in an even position. If he'd spent time making mutas there, he could easily have died because he doesn't have enough banemans. He doesn't have the gas to produce banemans. Just put it all into mutas. Mutas are really not effective at cleaning up a mostly marine-based army. So he just saw the push was coming in, just didn't build any muters, focused on defending, built pure banelings, defended, and now he's building muters. Now that's over, he's building muters so that he can take advantage of the great airspace there is in this map. And really, you know, he can dart around here and come through here, and yeah. So really clever play by Serral. And you know, just because you have a Spire doesn't mean you should make muters, you know. Just as they say in the game Magic the Gathering, just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do a thing. Look at those splits. Look at those splits. That gets me excited. Let's go back. I know I keep doing this, and it's not usually what people do in replays to go back, but I'm always ready to look at Zergling micro, okay? It's probably the unit that is least microed, and yet it deserves some micro, guys. Give your Zerglings some love. They can be microed. Yeah? So he like holds them still to bait the Widowmine lock on so that he doesn't retarget them or he doesn't lift them up. So he's like, oh yeah, you're going to get me innovation. Don't cancel them. Don't lift them up. Don't try and stop it from happening. But then pretty much as the Widowmine starts to fire, he pulls back the rest. And ends up he didn't need to lose this 2 here. He could have just lost 1-on-1, but ultimately 4 Zerglings going down for the Widowmines is huge. He gets a corruption, a spell that you very rarely see. Corruption down on the factory, which delays its production, and now the muters come in. The muters come in, and because it's hitting a little bit later, innovation is just really not ready, not prepared, and he goes for an attack because one of the best defenses against muters is to attack, because they're really not very good defensive units. So if you can take the fight at the opposite side of the map, that can be a really good play. But it looks like he hurried to take that engagement, and Serral was able to crush it. And in the meantime, there's a run by here, and yeah, that's a huge amount of damage. So yeah, the muter's hitting just a little bit later. Innovation wasn't prepared for them. He didn't think there would be muters coming at that point, and they just got in. They savaged his base, and he also lost a fight here in the middle as well. So losing economy and army at the same time is obviously, for anyone who's ever played StarCraft ever, obviously a terrible thing. So yeah, but ultimately Terran's okay. He's got 5 bases, he's got his 3/3 on the way, he's got all the tech that he wants, he's building a few Thors just to deal with the muters. So it's by no means over. By no means over for innovation. Yeah, he lost some workers, but Terran can operate on fewer workers. That's okay. So just being annoying, just seeing what he can get done, and he's burrow. You know what this means, right? Burrowed banelings. There's going to be lots of burrowed baneling landmines in this game, and they're always exciting, very exciting to watch. Will they? Won't they? And there you go. See, that's the typical Serral play for me. Sending off just a small squadron of banelings to try and detonate the mines. See, he did it there again. And now there's no mines, so now he can send in his whole army and feel safe as there's a counter-attack here. He's so good at this, Serral. He's so good at this. He's got enough to defend. You just know that innovation wasn't watching there. Yeah, he's like, oh, I've got to deal with this counter-attack. Like, okay, set my army up, spread it out. Alright, watch this counter-attack. Muters. Counter-attacking muters. He's not watching his army. And look, there's a second there. There's a second here, you can see. Where he just does nothing. Let's watch his APM. Does it like drop to 0? Let's watch his APM. It's down in the bottom here. Show it. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, let's just watch his APM. You know, there's a moment of despair where he's staring at his army, just thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no. Here we go. Alright, his APM doesn't drop, but you can just see there's that little moment there. He's just like, did I just seriously let my whole army die without looking at it? You know, and this is what makes Terran hard to play. This is what makes Terran hard to play, is that you can lose your entire army in the blink of an eye if you don't have perfect micro. That's what makes Terran super hard to play. However, if you're Maru, and you've got the micro of Maru, try saying that 10 times, you can become GSL champion 4 times in a row. That's why if you're playing a Platinum Terran, you're having a hard time. If you're playing Pro level Terran, They've won the most GSL, guys. That's all I'm going to say. They've won the most GSLs. Right. Okay, moving on. Moving on. What is there left to say? What is there left to say? You know, then innovation has been savaged. Serral showing some real class. You know, he's defending whilst counter-attacking here and here. He's doing economic damage. He's defending the attack. He's killing army and economy at the same time. What can you do? What can you do? How do you win a game when you lose your army and your economy at the same time? Let me know in the comments. It's a rhetorical question. The answer is you can't. The answer is you can't. And I'm going up to Hive, 3-3, Ultralisk Cavern. This third evolution chamber just been chilling here the whole game, doing nothing. At least get ranged upgrades, bro. Ranged upgrades for your queens. No, they're wasting money. But... oh, that Liberator! That Liberator gets both queens. What a boy. What are the girls? I think they're women actually inside the Liberators. Anyway, this is quite a scary push. Oh, but there's savagery going on back here. Just every time innovation comes in for attack, the Serral is immediately at the other side of the base, and he's going to sack this base. Because yeah, this is a scary army. You've got a nice amount of Widowmines in here, you've got Thor in here, you've got Liberator in here, you've got a good amount of Bio, good amount of Medevacs. This is a good army. You know, Serral is really going to have to deal with this. But ultimately, at this point, he's all in. You know, and Serral knows that. Innovation has to win the game with this army, or he loses. So Serral's like, alright, have my base, bro, have it. Because I'm just going to kill your army, take the lead, and... is that the end of the series? Nope. We got another game, guys. We got more games. It's a best of 7. Like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next game.